In the dim glow of ancient tombs, where shadows dance and secrets whisper, lies a testament to humanity's eternal quest for understanding, our fascination with death and the journey beyond. Imagine standing in the sandals of an archaeologist, brush in hand, gently unearthing scrolls that have lain dormant for millennia. These are not just fragments of history, they are windows into a world where life and death intertwined, where every word etched on papyrus was a beacon of hope for the soul's eternal journey. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is not a single tome but a collection of texts, each as unique as the individual whose journey it guided. These sacred scrolls were companions to mummies, their fragile pages a testament to the belief that life could continue beyond the grave. Over 2,000 years, from the simplicity of the Old Kingdom to the elaborate rituals of the Ptolemaic era, these texts evolved, yet their core purpose remained steadfast, safe passage through the treacherous underworld. Picture this, a soul standing at the threshold of the afterlife, facing judgment by Anubis, the god with the heart of truth. The balance of good deeds against the weight of the heart, if it tipped too far, the devourers awaited, their hunger insatiable. But fear not, for within these scrolls lay the keys to survival, spells and rituals that could outwit even the most terrifying creatures. Among the most revered sections is the Duat, a detailed map of the underworld's labyrinthine realms. It reveals a cosmos where the sun god Ra battles darkness each night, and the soul must align with light to survive. This text isn't merely a guide, it's a mirror reflecting the complexities of the afterlife, a challenge to navigate through 12 hours of trials, each hour guarded by its own deity. These texts offer more than just guidance. They reveal the heart of ancient Egyptian belief, a world where order triumphs over chaos, where Ma'at, the goddess of truth and harmony, ensures the soul's eternal peace in the field of reeds. They remind us that even in death there is hope, hope for passage, renewal, and a place among the gods. As we stand on the brink of eternity, these ancient words whisper to us across the ages, inviting us to ponder our own mortality and the legacy we leave behind. So, as you reflect on your journey, consider what you would inscribe in your own Book of the Dead, a testament not just to fear but to hope, a guide that navigates life's uncertainties with courage and faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and belief. If you found solace or curiosity in these ancient tales, I invite you to share your thoughts below. And if you're inspired to explore more of history's hidden treasures, don't forget to subscribe for future episodes. Together, let's continue to unravel the mysteries that bind us all.